We look at what the papers are saying today, and we begin with the All Africa website. It is talking about the Ministerial Conference for an African Agenda on Migration, which opened on Tuesday in Morocco's capital, Rabat. About 20 African ministers and government officials are in attendance to agree on a common African vision on migration based on an inclusive and participative approach where all African states will be both authors and actors. The meeting aims to harmonize the vision for an African agenda on migration on the basis of the principles of inclusivity and shared responsibility, respect for human rights, development, and the fight against irregular migration. All Africa says choosing Morocco to host this conference is a recognition of its great efforts in the field of migration, notably the kingdom's policy that respects human rights and shows solidarity with migrants of all nationalities, especially those from sub-Saharan African countries. We head to Tanzania now, where Daily News is talking about Kenya, which has run out of wildlife space. Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Environment, that is Judy Wahungu, expressed concern that the country could no longer accommodate wildlife in the wake of an equally rising human population and related activities at the expense of natural reserves. Kenya's latest wildlife census, held just last December, shows that the country is currently a proud home to 7,347 elephants, citing a slight increase in the jumbo's population. Daily News says, according to Tanzanian authorities, Tanzania has more than enough space to accommodate all wildlife within its borders and works to increase the country's wildlife ecosystem even further. The number of elephants tips the 50,000 mark, which is 7 times more than Kenya's. Hence, there's more land dedicated to wildlife conservation by a factor 6. Tanzania has set aside over 265,000 square kilometers for wildlife conservation, or equivalent to 27% of its total land area, while neighboring Kenya to the north has just 44,600 square kilometers, accounting for only 7.5% of the country's land mass. And on to some news that is still creating a buzz in Ghana. Immigration authorities in the country announced on Monday that people with bleached skin and stretch marks will be automatically disqualified from the ongoing recruitment. Ghana Web says about 84,000 job seekers applied to join the Ghana Immigration Service, out of which only 500 will be recruited. Those with tattoos, dreadlocks, and bow legs were also disqualified from the exercise. Ghanaians have condemned the bar as sexist and unfair, but spokesperson of the Immigration Service, Superintendent Michael Amoako Atta, defended the announcement by saying this was because people with such marks might bleed during the strenuous training. The ban on stretch marks has, however, aroused a widespread condemnation and anger on social media, as others have called for legal action. Some members of parliament have urged disqualified applicants to take their complaints to court. That's it from me.